Good morning, stampers and crafters. I hope today's video finds you doing well in your social distancing. You know what? I'm loving it. It's given me a lot of time in the craft room and get caught up on some of those holiday cards already, Easter, and I even made a few Christmas cards the other day, taking up learning how to do some watercoloring and everything. But today, what I wanted to show you was, do you ever, I don't know if you feel the way I do, but a lot of times we get these awesome designer paper and we love the backside too. And it's almost heartbreaking that you have to kind of decide what side you want to use, because if you're gluing it down, you're covering part of it up. Well, I'm going to show you today a quick way that you can make a card that uses both sides of your designer paper. This right here is the Pleased as Punch paper. I love it. It's got coordinating punches to go with the different items, with the hearts and the umbrellas. And I just love both sides of the paper. So, you know what? I'm going to show you how we're going to use both sides of the paper really quick. This is a real quick one. And let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to show you what I did here is on this simple little Easter card, I was able to use both sides of the designer paper and then decorate it. Super simple. You're going to love it. You're going to have a little flap here, which you can either decorate with ribbon, or you can do like I did here, ran it through the embossing machine. Super fun, super quick. Let's get started. Show you how quick this is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a coordinating piece of cardstock. This is, I believe, I just lost the name. Balmy Blue. And I believe it's Balmy Blue. Yes, Balmy Blue. This paper coordinates with Balmy Blue, Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Crushed Curry, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Petal Pink, Pool Party. Where can you go wrong? Look how many colors that coordinates with. We're going to go ahead and use Balmy Blue. And so what you want to do is we'll bring in our cutter. Let me move these out of the way. And I'm going to show you two different ways you can do this. And we're going to create a standard card base, which is, we're going to cut our 8.5 sheet here at 5.5, or 11 sheet, sorry. We're going to cut it at 5.5. We're going to score it at 4.25. And then we're going to move it over. Here's our score. Oh, I'm out of the camera. Sorry about that. So we've scored it at 4.25. Now I'm going to move it over to 3.25. And that's going to give us a 1 inch. And I'm going to cut it right there. You can use this scrap to build the rest of your card. So now what you end up with, if we fold this, use your bone folder, is you're going to end up with this little flap here like this. Okay? Now we're going to pick the designer paper we want. And the good thing about this, let me see, I think I have a little scrap. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of designer paper. So this is 4.25 across by 5.5. Okay, so I want my designer paper the same size. So I'm going to cut it at 5.5. This is just a scrap I have, which works perfect. And then I'm going to cut it at 4.25. And save these little scraps, because you can punch out these umbrellas and things. So now what we're going to do is, I know that I want my raindrops on the inside of my card. So I'm going to take with the flap, and I'm going to open it up. I'm going to lay this directly to where it's even on the edges there. Take your tape runner and on the card base, go right along the edge, and then right along the edge of your DSP, your designer paper. Make sure it's lined up and just fold it over. And there you go. Look at that. Look how simple that was. You can put your string or your ribbon here, decorate your card. I personally put an insert in that one. You could still stamp on this. It's light enough. But I went ahead and put an insert and decorated it. You can do your greeting. And I used, for these items, on that particular card, I used the Under Your Umbrella. Look at these cute little rain boots. Aren't those adorable? And I put them on a stitch-shaped circle, colored them, put a little piece of ribbon back there, made a greeting, and trimmed it out. That simple. There you go. Now, I'm going to show you another way where you can, we can use the same, what our other half of card base. Now I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. I will have all the measurements below in the description for you. So let's score it at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to move it over to 3 1/4. Cut it off. Now, if you want to do like I did on this one, what I did is I ran that flap through my embossing machine. And so all you do, you'll fold your flap. And let's see if I got an embossing folder here. I can show you really quick how to line that up. Thought I had one laying here. Well, my goodness. Let me grab a embossing folder. I swore I had one laying here. So what you would do, you only want to emboss this flap. So open your cardstock, take your embossing folder, and just put right to where your fold is. See how your card folds there? Just put it right to there and run it through your embossing machine like that, and it'll emboss just the flap for you. As a matter of fact, this little basket weave will look really cute on that. Now, this one, I decided I want it to have a little border. So what I'll do there is I'll take a piece of the DSP, and this one I'm going to cut a little bit smaller. So I'm going to do it at 5 1/4 long by 4. And what this is going to do is it's going to give me a framed piece of DSP. So what I'll want to do is line this up to where you have an even line, okay? Now when you do, oh, my tape runner exploded. Let's see if I can fix that, because I think this is my last one. I'm waiting for my Stampin' Up order to come in, and my tape is on there to be, I think we're fixed. So now, when you do this one, though, when you tape it, so we line it up, you only want to run your tape as far as your designer paper, because if you run it the whole length, it's going to tape it closed. So let's put it right on that edge, and then right on that edge. Line it up, make sure you're square with your lines, and then just fold it closed. And there you go. So now you have one that has a frame around it. It is that simple and easy. This one, I did the flowers, and it's got this beautiful colored paper behind it. I punched out a couple flowers with the coordinating punch that goes with the paper. Did twine on there, white twine, and used my little bunny. And this frame, oh, I just found the embossing folder, you guys. Here's the bunny that comes in the Welcome Easter. Absolutely adorable. And then I used the tags and bloom frame here and stamped the bunny inside the frame. Popped him up. Added a little greeting. And it's that simple, but look how colorful the inside is. That is our super quick, super simple technique for today. I'm hoping to get back in the stream of my Technique Tuesdays. Had a few setbacks, but we're going to try to get back into it. I hope you all are staying safe and making the best of your quarantine time with your family. Please be safe and know that I love you. Happy stamping. Bye-bye now.